Hey, top of the morning to you. This is Rose Price, local realtor at Landmark Real Estate here in Champaign. And today's topic is, what are the steps to buying a house in Champaign and how long does it take? So stay tuned for the answers. They're coming right up. So back at you. How long does it take to buy a house in Champaign? Well, there are a lot of steps to buying a house, and that takes time. A lot depends on how much time you spend shopping for one. But once you have a contract, it takes an average of 30 to 60 days just to close on a home. So let's talk about step number one. Do your homework. This could take anywhere from 1 day to 2 weeks. Dreaming about owning your own home is one thing, and making it happen is another. To get beyond the dream stage, you need to do some critical research to help you figure out what you do and what you don't want, along with how much you can afford. It's mighty disappointing to fall in love with a house only to find out you can't afford it. A quick chat with your bank can help you avoid that heartbreak. It's called pre-qualifying. But it's no guarantee you'll get a mortgage. That comes later. Only an indication of how much you can afford. Step 2. Find an agent. That could take 1 day to a week or 7 days. Finding an agent who suits you is key to the home buying process. They should be your most trusted advisor. Look for one with intimate knowledge of your desired community. Step 3. Get pre-approved for a loan. Now this step could take anywhere from 5 to 8 days. Getting pre-approved for a loan signals you're a serious buyer. Most agents recommend you have a pre-approval in hand before you make an offer. And they can offer recommendation for lenders as well. But pre-approval goes deeper than pre-qualification. It needs a ton of documents from you. A couple of tips to help make this a speedier process is get all of your documents for mortgage pre-approval organized and ready to go, and compare rates from different lenders. Step 4. Shop a few days to a few months. Okay, so here's where things get really varied. There are so many variables. If you're set on a particular neighborhood where the inventory is low, it could take longer. Or you could discover the one on day one. It all depends on what you're seeking and what's available. But the typical buyer actively searches 10 to 12 weeks and looks at a median of 10 homes. Step 5. Make an offer, negotiate, and sign a contract. Now this could take anywhere from 1 day to 7 days. Work with your agent on price, contingencies, and other items of the deal. A couple of tips to make this step proceed smoothly are the following. Include the pre-approval letter with your lender in the offer and put down earnest money. If you receive a counteroffer, respond as soon as possible. You don't want to give another buyer time to jump in with a better deal. Step 6. Get final mortgage approval a few days to 3 weeks. That's how long that probably will take. And getting pre-approved for a mortgage doesn't automatically mean you get a loan on the home you have under contract. The lender has a few other requirements once the home is chosen. And some of those requirements are a home inspection and an appraisal, and they'll want to see even more current copies of your financial documents. From this point on, the steps to buying a home will often overlap, so you'll have several weeks in motion. Step number 7. Get a home inspection. Now this could take 3 to 7 days to schedule, but only 2 to 3 hours to inspect. And as soon as your contract is accepted, contact an inspector to get on their books. The inspection itself will only take 2 or 3 hours, but unfortunately, they're not quite Amazon. They seldom show up the next day. If the inspection turns up issues, it can cause some delays. This can range from a day or two to renegotiate, or longer if, for example, you have an FHA loan that requires certain safety standards. A home with peeling paint may need to be repainted, which can take weeks. And step number 8, get a home appraisal. This takes up to 5 days to schedule and a few hours to do the appraisal. Up to 5 business days to get the report to the lender is also notable. The appraisal is the key to getting the mortgage. If the home fails to appraise for the mortgage amount, you may have to put more down or renegotiate the contract. That's why you want to line up an appraiser as soon as you have a house under contract. And unlike the home inspection, this report goes to the lender instead of you and takes longer because the appraiser has to do additional research on what homes are selling for in the area. Now, appraisers in Champaign are chosen randomly by lenders in our area, just as a note. Step number 9, get the title insurance. This takes 1 to 3 business days for title check, 2 weeks for an insurance policy. This normally is generally handled by your attorney or by the title company. Your title company will perform the check, which means they'll look at deeds and other documents to make sure you will own the home free and clear of any liens or former claims on the property. Step number 10, get homeowners insurance. Now this takes up to about 2 weeks. And step number 11, arrange for closing funds. A few minutes to a few days is how long this may take. Find out from your agent or your attorney whether you need to bring a cashier's or a certified check or transfer funds digitally. Transfer the funds to the right account and get your money ready to release. And watch out for wire scams. Hackers are known to send email postings as agents or others. If you ever receive wiring instructions by email, call your agent or lender to confirm one of them sent it. Call the phone number you have on record for your agent, not the one listed in the suspected email. Step number 12, conduct a final walkthrough. This will take maybe 1 hour and usually done about 2 days prior to closing, although it has been done on the day of closing. This is your chance to make sure the sellers made any agreed upon repairs and left the property in as good or better condition than the last time you saw it. And step number 13, close on the house. By now we have spent anywhere from 30 to 60 days on average. This closing will take place and usually it takes 1 to 2 hours to actually sign the paperwork. When it's time for the main event, you need to bring your photo ID and stretch your hand muscles. You've got a lot of signing to do, but getting the keys takes hardly any time at all. So there you have it, the answer to how long it takes to buy a house in Champaign. And 2021 will be a great year to buy a home. So let's connect to make sure you're ready for success in today's housing market. And until then, have a powerful day.